Welcome to the Neighbors After Show here in America. I'm James Lott Jr. I know they got other places that probably do way better than I am, who are Australian or British, who recap the show. Well, I'm just getting into it. So you get to follow my journey as I discover this fun show called Neighbors. And I get to meet a couple of cast and watch those episodes. Where audio and videos. If you listen to this video, go ahead and go over to your favorite podcast streaming service and listen to us. But I'm James Lott Jr., your host, and I'm learning all about Neighbors. I'm just getting started. I'm going to take you step by step by step, and eventually get into the recaps of the shows of the week, like I do other shows. But I'm here in America. For those who don't know me, I'm here in America, and I do the soap recaps for American shows here, like Bold and the Beautiful, Young and the Restless. Bold and Beautiful, you probably know because Australians, that show is a show shown in Australia. You might know that one. We have General Hospital, Days of Our Lives. I am a fan of some telenovelas from some of the Latin American countries, but I'm also a fan of EastEnders over in England. I've been a fan of that show for 35 years. So, and Neighbours was not something that was completely foreign to me. So I did know of it back in the 80s and 90s. I would hear about it because I'm an Anglophile. I'm also love things Australia. So I didn't hear about it. But on Amazon Freevee, they have okay, so Amazon Freevee, they have every season from 2015. So like about the last 10 years. I literally have it. You just go back and watch every episode's like 23 minutes. Just go in there and just like go in there and watch them. So they have 2015 all the way up to 2023, and then of course the new one is 2024. But they're in a row, and they show you the other ones in like real time. You can show the newer ones they have on real time. You're like, oh, you watch it this time, watch it that time. Here in America, so Amazon Freevee. So there's an app. It's like, how do you do this? You can go if you're in the you go in the App Store and get wherever App Store, Play Store, whatever you guys have, and you can download Amazon Freevee for free. Go there and download it, and there you go. And you watch these shows for free. There's no cost. There's also, I'm trying to learn how to do this. They said I can take my Amazon Freevee and link it to my Apple TV Plus. So I'm trying to figure that out. I'll let you know if I figure that out and get that going. So that's how you can watch it. There's all these streaming services. Some of them they're really good, right? Okay, and Amazon Freevee, for me, my first introduction to that was a show called Primo, which is still on. It's really good. They didn't get a second season, but I love that show. One of my favorite shows. There was stuff on there too, all kinds of stuff on there. So check it out. But this is the Neighbors After Show. So let me not digress. So it's all my first look. So I watched this thing called the 37-year recap, and it's at the end of season 2020, the season for the year 2023, and the title is 37 years, 67 deaths, 53 weddings. And it goes into that. And I got to learn the first basics. Now, learning a new soap opera, I haven't done in 10, 15 years. A new soap opera. I know all the soaps. I know them or, whatever with them. So I'm actually learning new soaps. So please forgive me the next 4 or 5 episodes where I'm trying to use the names. And some of the accents, I'm like, okay, now I used to watch Australian shows like Kath and Kim. That's my show. So, and I noticed that depending on where they are, the accents are different. Some of them sound, for me, smooth as silk. I hear it, whatever. Some I'm like, okay, what is that? So I have to listen to it just because. And I know any Australians watching this, I have an accent to you. I know I do. I'm from California. So I know I do. So, but that makes it just more exciting. First glances at the show, it is beautifully filmed. It doesn't have the feel of a soap opera to me. It feels like a regular TV show. It's kind of funny the way they film it. It's, and so this is what I learned some more stuff that I didn't really know. I took notes down because it's an area, I guess of Melbourne called Erinsborough, and it consists of 6 houses on Ramsay Street. Now, here's what's funny. I didn't realize it was a cul-de-sac. And for me and Americans in the 80s and 90s, we had Knots Landing. I don't know if any Australians watching this know what Knots Landing was. It was a spinoff of our show Dallas. I'm sure you know that one, J.R. Ewing. But Knots Landing was one of my favorite shows, and I do the Knots Landing after show. I had no idea that this show had basically it's about their neighbors. Same kind of setup as Knots Landing, but it's different. But I was like, oh, got it. Very interesting. It's a cul-de-sac. And this retrospective is like 12 to 14 minutes long. But I say watch it first. It gives you a full picture. See, I knew about the show off and on because I heard Margot Robbie was on it. I'm a big Kylie Minogue fan. So and Jason Donovan. So I knew in the 80s she was Charlene and the whole I saw snippets of all of that. And on this show, I will do some look back at certain hot moments and talk about them on the show. So the folks who are Australian get an American perspective of watching them, and Americans get just perspective of something they may not know. But it started in 1985. I was 16 years old. The two families were the Robinsons and the Ramseys. So I met Stephen Dennis, who is very charming, and he's really kind of cute. And he plays Paul Robinson. So he was on from the first day. But those are the two main families then. Then later, the Kennedys and the Rodwells became main families. And they're also in that. Stephen Dennis actually narrates this. Great voice. And we mentioned his weddings, like, well, 6 of them were mine. So there he had, so obviously he's married 6 times. They also talk about Kyle and Susan Kennedy. And it was fun seeing the same actors throughout the years. I was like, oh yeah, that's it. Throughout the years, they just get older, they come back, they leave or whatever. It's there's something to be said about the same actors playing the same roles and growing with them. They're just something about I love it. There's something about that. And all their trials, tribulations. There was Tony and Sonia. There was a tragedy at the end of their relationship. Then I almost started crying watching them on the beach, and she was dying, and the kids were playing. I was like, "Oh my god!" I don't even know. See the whole story. I started getting teary eyed. And now we got Tony and Melanie. So I'll get to that a little later. I got to meet the one who plays Jane Harris, and she started out as a teenager. Oh my god! See, I mean, I met her now, but seeing her teenager was a trip, and I love the '80s, love it. And that I didn't realize Guy Pearce was about this was really his thing. It came from like Kylie Minogue did. He played Mike Young. They showed him younger too. I was like, oh my god, they're reunited as later on. Then there's Therese, who I could tell might be one of my favorite characters coming up because she's funny and fun. And I don't know much of her character yet, but she's running Lassiter's Hotel, which is run by Paul Robinson, and they're together. They've had problems off and on. And then just some of the things they showed is that Paul has some other kids, but then he had 2 other sons amongst his kids, Davis and Leo. Davis is gay, apparently, got married to an Aaron, but then also had a kid by someone else, and the mom died. Abigail now is growing up without her mother. I totally soapy. Then, of course, I met Georgie Stone, I'm enamored with already. That's played by Mackenzie. She plays Mackenzie, and she's trans. But she was the first person in that, I guess, on TV or there, like to do like a gender affirming surgery storyline on the show. And I know for Americans, if you just Google her or whatever, she's amazing. She's an advocate. She does all kind of stuff. She had a relationship with this guy named Hendrix, looks very good, tragic, the whole thing. And so that she's good too. And so what's funny is so this show, and the show had ended. They ran its course, was off for maybe a year or two, and then it came back. So this is a new chapter, a new season. And a couple of scenes I was watching one scene of just one, I can't even tell you what episode it was, but I was laughing because it was about these kids, and Mackenzie was part of it, about Trevor the rescue dog. Maybe some of you guys know that storyline, but he was tearing up stuff, and there's a little bit of comedy in there. It's the show doesn't feel. I mean, it doesn't look like our American soaps. It doesn't look like EastEnders, and it has its own look. I like the way it's filmed, and there's a lot of comedy in it, underlying comedy and humor, which I just didn't expect from things I was seeing. But they have some drama too. It looks like they have some drama. So I'm looking forward to delving into the show, past and present, to see what I get to watch on here. But I'm telling you, it's called 37 Years. I'm trying to make sure I say correctly. 37-year recap. And so Amazon, if you go ahead and check that out, it gives you like a little introduction, gives you a nice feel about what's going on. Apparently, like I said, like one of our American soaps, there's lots of stuff going behind the scenes. There's stuff happening in the streets, happening stuff in the houses. It's such a smart idea just about the neighbors. It's you and your neighbors and what happens. And you get to follow them as they get older and grow and have kids. And those kids get older and they grow. It's very cool. So I'm very excited to get started into this to this series. But that's my introduction so far. I will be releasing more episodes talking about different things with the show and doing some recaps. But yeah, so follow me along this journey. Well, Americans follow me, and then the Australians follow me too. And so you can maybe laugh or comment. And some of you guys have commented already. Thanks for the great comments. So okay, James. Oh my God. And I will see, and I will let you know as I go along as I watch this show. I'm very excited to cover. And this would have not happened, seriously, wasn't for the daytime Emmys and them nominating, you guys getting 2 nominations. It worked. Whatever I didn't even know was airing in America, it worked. It got my attention, and I am here for it. I'm James Lott Jr. Follow me. Come follow me at James Lott Jr. And I'm hoping to get more guests on the show and continue this whole process. So thank you so much, and I'll see you next time.